Hello everybody and welcome back to Medieval Total War and our Holy Roman Empire campaign as the excommunicated Germans. Currently it is AD 1250. We have just come up upon one of those critical glorious achievement moments and we're doing quite well. We are comfortably in the lead at this moment, and as you can see we are looking to get a bunch of points for various things, some of which we deserve, some of which we do not. The Hanseatic League, I think, is something that is one of these glory achievements that is bugged. There are a few of them in the in the game, patched as it is, and they include this one. I think the Danes have the Kalmar Union that also doesn't function. Maybe the noble mercantilism for the Italians as well. There's a few of these trade goals that that don't seem to work quite right. At least in this case, the error seems to be in our favor. It is counting us as having these 6 points for controlling more than 2/3 of North Sea trade. And again, I'm not sure exactly how this would be calculated, but I don't know that I can really see that I have 2/3 of North Sea trade. Well, actually, maybe I do. We've got 2 ports to the English 1. Actually, no, the English have 2, so we have 50% at best. Regardless, it's a very obscure goal, and it looks like we're getting points for it. That's fine. Much more pressing, of course, is the situation that we currently find ourselves in. As you can see here, we've got a fairly large empire. This is bigger than I had intended. When we started having to go back and forth with the Hungarians in the last episode here, we definitely conquered a bit, and we're not done by any means. As you can see, it looks quite good. It looks like we own territory from Ile-de-France in the west all the way to the Black Sea. But this is no doubt temporary, and as you can tell, the Hungarians have holed up here in Croatia with, it looks like, 5 full stacks. We can see that these are fairly formidable. I mean, these all have a good mix of units. They've got some arbalesters, they've got some Pavese crossbowmen, they've got their ubiquitous javelins, the Jobagi variety that is unique to Hungary, and then the Slav javelin men, as well as a bunch of their horse archers of various degrees. And all of these armies look pretty much the same. They've even got some siege weapons here, trebuchets in this one, they've got catapults in others. So this is a pretty formidable mix. The one thing that we have going for us is that if we attack this army, the king, because he is here, will be part of the forces. And he is a 4-star general who does have some morale debuffs here. Eager to retreat is giving all of his men -2 morale, and this is because he has been forced out of a few provinces through the past couple of years. In our campaigns against the Hungarians, we have at various times gotten them to just quit a province entirely. I think that was the case with Poland as well as Hungary. And while Carpathia is under siege, I think we're going to get this. We just need to wait for 3 years, and then this will fall to us. They basically don't have that many options. One thing they could do here, of course, is strike out at any of these provinces that we own. They've got forces to really win just about anywhere they decide to go, especially Austria, and that could be a problem. However, I think what we want to do here, our answer to this, will be to fight now. While the king is in charge, if we can throw all of our forces at Croatia here and see what happens, because we may be able to get peace with them afterwards, but honestly, we need to eliminate these armies. We need to finally bring them to heel and knock off this foolishness. I'm happy to leave them like Wallachia, like Serbia. I wouldn't mind having a bit of a buffer between myself and, you know, the French and the Byzantines, because the Byzantines are still fairly powerful here. And I don't want to have too many borders with the Golden Horde either. The Hungarians could keep Volhynia, and the Poles could keep Prussia as far as I'm concerned. We're also at war with the Poles, by the way. So we have all these considerations. Now at first, in the last episode, as we were taking these provinces, I was saying, like, I don't really want these. I don't really want Poland or Hungary. But really, strategically, why shouldn't I keep it, right? Because if we look at the borders here, if I don't keep Poland and Hungary, here's what my border is on the east. It's going to be like Pomerania or Saxony at the top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provinces. That is a pretty long border, and it's almost impossible to keep this safe. And so we're always going to be vulnerable as long as we have this long of a stretch. It's going to take many armies, like 2 or 3 good armies, to really defend it. Whereas if we have 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces on our eastern flank, all of a sudden that seems a lot nicer. We keep a big army here, a medium army here, and then we can kind of, control all of these territories. That's what I'm looking at in the long run, to sort of sit at something like this. Maybe eventually we can take Prussia if need be, Livonia if that shows up again as a glorious achievement goal. Not sure if it will. But that's what I'm kind of thinking. So I had originally just abandoned Poland completely. I had hoped the Poles would come in, but it doesn't look like they will. They are allied with Hungary. And so what might happen is we've got a rebellion going on here, a Hungarian rebellion. It could be that the Poles decide to counterattack here, in which case they will take Poland. I'm actually kind of okay with that, because at least that'll stretch out their forces and give us something easier to deal with later, right? But for the moment, what I've done is I've decided to go ahead and build a Pavese crossbowman unit. Just something so I can have in the castle. This is a pretty basic castle. There's nothing too special about it. It is not upgraded in any way, but we might be able to hold it. And I'm moving in some forces from Bohemia and Silesia to try to hold it. We'll see if we can certainly win against this force. Maybe if these guys pile on, we can hold out against them as well. If not, we can retreat to the castle and just make things a little harder for them. This is the big question mark. What's going to happen with the Poles? As for this border, though, we are going to throw in everything, but I'm not going to throw in the king's army. My king here is doing great. He is at max influence despite being excommunicated, or possibly because of it in a way. I've really shed my inhibitions and just gone all out. Last episode saw us conquering Rome, forcing the Pope back into the keep, and then forcing a ceasefire by pulling out without assaulting. So we got that ceasefire now. We're not at war with the papacy. We are still excommunicated, but that's going to end when he dies, he's 61, or when the Pope dies, and he's 58. So what we're going to do here is we'll keep the king out of it. He's a 3-star general, and we do have to decide who we want to lead this attack into Hungary. We've got 2 good choices here. This one here, Lord Marode, is the Duke of Pomerania. He is a 5-star general. He is fervent. He is highly educated. Pretty good guy, 5 stars. On the other hand, we've got Prince Otto. He is a prince. He is not our heir, so we don't have to worry about, losing him. He's 56. He's 4 stars, so that's 1 fewer star. However, he makes up for it, I think, by the +2 morale effect. So +2 morale, that goes to every man fighting under him. These other traits don't have anything to do with combat, but natural leader is quite a good one. I think the fact that he gets this +2 morale to all units in his army beats out the 1 extra star that Lord Marode has. Because I think the extra star, when you're dealing with an odd number, doesn't do anything for the valor of the units fighting underneath him. And in fact, it only improves, odd-numbered stars only improve the morale of units who are close to him, I believe. So I think this is a more universally good choice. So what we'll do is we'll keep him in Hungary. We'll keep this guy in Hungary. Lord Marode, we're going to keep him there with a, I guess, some kind of garrison. And then we're going to attack Croatia. This seems ridiculous, and maybe it won't work, because maybe they're going to counterattack us in one of these places. All right. And then we'll move, let's see, here we're going to take almost this whole stack. I don't want to take the little tiny dribs and drabs of units. So we'll move all of these guys down. And this is, I guess we could throw in more here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit more. Not quite full stacks, but I think the numbers are broadly equal. End the year and see how this is all going to go. We could be out of excommunication at the end of this turn. There goes Poland. Okay, down into Poland. All right, so the Polish have invaded, and this tiny rebel, Hungarian Slav javelin unit is here. All right, this is their king. I'm tempted to abandon the province. We'll keep all the units. And that way, although we're giving it to Poland, at least they're stretching themselves out, right? And we'll keep all of these units. Otherwise, if we get into the castle, we're just going to lose it. It's not that good of a fortification. for us to hold, certainly with all of these guys. And they may just wait out the siege anyway. So let's abandon it. That's unfortunate, but we'll maybe get it back. Oh, wow, the Hungarians did not stick around to fight. That's a little annoying. Okay, we've got Croatia. It's under siege. And I can't believe we lost that battle. We had 2 ships to their 1. Oh, okay. We've got unrest in Switzerland. Mainly because their ruler has been excommunicated. Well, yes. And Friesland. Oh, my gosh. All right, the Byzantines. They're sending their agents after us. All right, we've got another son born. All right, we didn't get the big battle I was expecting, and we are now experiencing some unrest. Maybe I spoke too soon with regard to that public order. I'm not sure exactly how this all works because I've been excommunicated so rarely in this game. I usually avoid it like the plague, which is also something that will occur to us. Okay, let's see. We can save some of these places from rebellion in the future. That's already very low. Okay, we're possibly going to lose some places. This is not looking too bad. We've got 2 archers. They've got basically 3, but then they've got fanatics. Let's go for a 3rd archer and see what we can move in. I think it might be a good idea to move this guy. Get a good general in here. This guy's loyal enough. Flanders is quite happy as well. So maybe we can bring in the chivalric men-at-arms, or at least 1. And the cavalry for some mobility. May as well use these guys while we have them. They're mercenaries. Okay, and elsewhere, we could afford maybe to bring one of these feudal sergeants over. We've got 2 already. I think that's fine. With the what do we have? 1, 2. We're gonna have a 3rd archer on the way. Shoot these guys down. And then we really just need a couple of melee units to hold the fanatics and sort of get around. I think that'll be fine. Okay. Elsewhere, Switzerland. This is maybe going to be a bigger problem. It's a smaller army, but chivalric sergeants, I think, are going to beat everything I have in the region. We've got 3 spearmen here. So let's go ahead and just train up another archer, or a archer. We'll be too late for those chivalric men-at-arms to get there if we train them. Okay, we've got chivalric sergeants and we've got knights. Let's bring, let's see, if we bring all these guys, Burgundy's pretty loyal, and yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, we may get attacked by the Italians, or maybe the Danes will decide to hit us, but I think we'll be good anyway. Okay, so one question here is, are they going to try to save Croatia? Are the Hungarians going to counterattack us and give us a nice big defensive battle? That would be great. This is only 1 year away. People are very happy with us because we've got a massive army. And here, let's see, very low taxes, so we need to keep everybody in the province. This would last for 2 years. So theoretically, if they invaded and we fought a very small engagement with the idea of losing some of this dead weight, just throwing some of these men at the enemy, and retreating the rest into the castle, we could induce them to assault, and that might be kind of fun. All right. Okay, there's the big counterattack, and we're being hit by the French as well. You know, I might be content to let them have Hungary for the moment. Gosh. And this is not going to be a river battle, unfortunately, because the French are not attacking from Serbia, but they are attacking from Bulgaria. So, let's see, that gives them access. King Philippe II. Pretty good army. You know, they've got a good mix, lots of archers, lots of archer types, some knights, and some melee infantry. And again, a lot of that's better than everything that we have. So, do we abandon? Yeah, let's do it. This is a really good general. He's going to get into the fort, and then he's going to try to bring in as many men as he can with him. And then he's probably going to lose because I don't think we're in a position to counterattack there yet. We'll get this back later. This gives the French 2 provinces, and it maybe makes them more of a buffer against some of the eastern factions for us, so we'll abandon. All right, here we go. Pomerania is being attacked by the Polish, and we actually outnumber them here. So I am tempted to fight this one. We've got a lot of garbage, though. Oh, gosh, we've got such bad troops. This, if nothing else, will be an opportunity for us to remove some of our dead wood. Some of these mercenaries that are costing us a lot of money and not doing us too much good. This is just a big zero valor army. So, yeah, let's just do this one. We'll see what damage we can do. And it may not be much. Alright, nothing very inspiring about the terrain up here. It's pretty flat, and they've got a good mix of stuff as we've seen. So we could fight in the woods. This might be one of the few advantages we get. So let's do that. We'll pull back into the forest here, and our general is a unit of 16 archers, which is not what I would have expected. I thought it was the mounted crossbow unit. Okay, so, well, let's, that's kind of good because it means we can risk him out in the field running around and distracting the enemy. So we'll put him with these horse archers, and then we'll put a bunch of our guys just in the trees. Let's see, we've got some okay spearmen with an upgrade at least, and we do have a lot of spears. But we do have got a couple of units of woodmen with armor upgrades. And so they might be useful in the woods. You know, it's in their name. We do have a considerable-ish amount of Swabian swordsmen. And we've got these urban militia, which I think I want to kind of hold back. The other spears, let's go like here. And the other 2 can kind of be on the sides. Yeah, kind of like that. And I think that's everybody except for the feudal knights and then our archers. So the feudal knights are really kind of useless to me. It's a shame. This is a great unit, of course, but there's only 2. Okay, maybe my front line of archers is okay being like here, so they can actually get some hits in. But these guys I want to move. Shoot over the heads of the crossbowmen. And let's bring you guys a bit closer. Okay, and they've got catapults. Oh, ballista, actually. Alright. Yeah, 2 units of Royal Knights here. Just a good mix of stuff. So this is going to be... This is going to be rough, no question. Now, their king only has, I think, 2 Valor. Or 2 command stars. So that's why these guys are going to all have... at least a point of valor for the most part. Speed it up because they are going to spend a little time looking for us in the woods. Those arbalesters are thinking that they can fight with us, and they're probably accurate. And look at the range on these guys. Well, I'll keep pulling them away if I can to engage at will, so you can move without trying to skirmish. And they do have some spare cav. Well, this unit, I guess, and then their king. So that's it. Which is nice. So we don't have to worry about these guys getting cornered too much. Okay, here we go. The arbalesters are now making themselves well, nice and isolated, so that's good. Alright, we'll sandwich them. And just kind of keep pulling back. We're down to 46 with that unit. I'll take my time with this. Alright, so they're going to be charging into the trees. And here, yeah, we've got the infantry moving off. To try to deal with our archers. And the Royal Knight's just standing there. Hey, I will take it. We're taking some of them out. That's 42 Arbalesters. I'm going to charge him in the back if I can get there in time. See if I can distract them a little bit. Okay, our Pavvy's crossbowmen are... Okay, they're in trouble. Oh, great. That worked a lot better than I thought. Maybe he's got some bad morale traits. Alright, we'll have to hope the main battle there is going well. Meanwhile, let's see if we can get these guys off the field. Alright, Pavvy's crossbowmen are routing. They're routing in a stupid direction, it looks like. Very unfortunate. These guys are almost at the border of the map, so they will be just chased off the field. Okay, let's get the crossbows out of here. And try not to get caught. You're going to get caught. You're going to get caught because you're in a big stupid formation. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, we're good. They're just chasing the Arbalesters. That's all fine. Over here, we can bring on some reinforcements. Let's get the assembly point flag somewhere over there in the trees and bring on our unit of like 4 Slav warriors. So that should be great. Help is on the way. Don't worry, guys. Okay. All right, but we did a lot of work on their Royal Knights. Micromanage the Cav from here now, I think. Yeah, look at that. Down to 2. Alright, I'm kind of inclined to keep the ballista around because it's a useless unit. We're going to do the same thing with these guys. Now, it may be harder because we are tired at this point. So, you know what? Let's give us a little bit of a victory here. We'll get into the rear. Okay, here we go. King is going after us. Let's send the spearmen over there. Let's get our feudal knights around. Who's routing? Who's routing? Archers. Okay, fair enough. Feudal Knights come in from the side here. And Swabians, I want to hold back. I want them to fight infantry if possible. Down to 8 Royal Knights. Why are my men almost routing? Well, because everybody else is. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so our cavalry, let's get out. We basically rendered that ballista useless, so that is something. And the problem now is we're giving them march orders away from the enemy. That is a bit dangerous, because it can be bad for their morale. 27 woodmen, let's bring them around to the side. Right now, let's see if we can do anything with these Swabians. I mean, obviously this is not looking good. So again, we're probably going to lose this one. But we're trying to do some damage. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. You know what? Let's withdraw. And withdraw some of these units. We'll just get them out of here. We've got 1 unit remaining. We'll just speed it up. You can actually get out of here. Right, and you get out of here. Alright, there's the end of the battle for us. The customary spiteful slaughter of captives, and we've lost Pomerania. But, you know, we did some damage to them, I guess. We've got a bunch of forces in Saxony and Brandenburg, and we can hit them back. So they're spreading out their forces a little bit. It's all part of the plan. Alright, so Friesland is invaded. This is the rebel army. We should be all set for this. Got a bunch of archers. Got a bunch of other units of various type. One of those battles that I don't want to have to fight at all, but you know, given that we do, I think it'll go fine. Let's just set up like that. All right, so their general is a Pabby's Arbalester unit. These fanatics are a dangerous unit as well, so this could arguably go pretty badly. So evenly matched. Okay. Oh, that's right. My general is this guy. Good. Sort of lost track of who is in charge. Yeah, you can see they did a lot of damage to our chivalric men-at-arms, despite being this peasant unit. Alright, I think we'll just speed this up.
Like a worthless cur, the enemy general is in full fight.
Pretty straightforward here, so we'll just wrap this up. We will have to, I guess, manually catch these archers. They're going to flee at some point. But we'll wrap this up, see you back on the campaign map. Alright, Rebel Battle 2, Switzerland. This is going to give us some actual terrain advantages, but we're going to have a bit more of a challenge, I think, in the sense that we've got some, you know, some tougher units. But we should match them given our stuff, outnumber them, outmaneuver them, and all of that. We've got enough resources to deal with this. So they're going to attack in the rain. We do have the defensive advantage, though, that we can get right up on one of these hills here. And since they don't have any archers, you know, they're going to have to sort of turn to face us. So let's just do that. It's chivalric sergeants and fanatics. Where's our chivalrics? Right here. Well, I kind of don't want to waste them, really. Like, I wouldn't mind throwing my spearmen at this little problem and doing flanking with Swabians. This should be pretty good. Pretty soft target here. Very nice. Alright, there they go. We'll just run them down. And that should be almost the last battle for this turn. Because, yes, the last one here is the big one. This is Croatia. And this is one where we are evenly matched, pretty much. This is fantastic. So they're bringing a bunch of siege equipment, which is going to really severely limit their initial 16 units because they're using up 5 of those units. with siege stuff. And if we deploy back far enough, that's not going to be an issue at all. And they won't be able to bring, you know, some of these more dangerous units to bear. So again, they've got all the stuff that we've been seeing so far: arbalesters, Pavy's crossbowmen, a good mix of spears, cav, all the rest of it. Some of it's chewed up, but it's all upgraded in terms of armor. They've got a 4-star general, but so do we. Prince Otto, a natural leader who's going to be giving the morale of his men a little boost. Now, we do have our 2 siege weapons ourselves. I'm wondering, you know, it might be worth it to keep them here, because we could actually make use of them, whereas they probably won't be able to make use of theirs. They're on the attack after all. Let's see. We'll just rearrange these reinforcements, and we'll jump into the battle. All right, Croatia. Looks like a pretty nice day. I don't know if they are going to be trying to attack in the rain. But we've got a pretty decent ground. I don't think we want ground that's too terribly steep. So this should do just fine. We've got enough of a rise. We've got some woods. We can make use of this stuff. So let's set up our trebuchets. We've got a trebuchet crew and a mangonel crew. So we'll set you guys up. Let's see, where's the border? Right here. So that means they're going to be right about at those farms. That's where their initial starting point is going to be. We do want to be up maybe higher than this tree line. Something like up here. So let's just direct that crew here. And this crew like here. Okay, pretty reasonable. We'll get them both set to fire at will. And then we will understand that they may end up leaving the battle pretty early, because I'm going to have them withdraw just as soon as it looks like they're not going to be useful anymore. I know that there will be more reinforcements coming in, but I think we're just not going to worry about that. Now, I don't have that many archers in this initial 16, so we're going to just set up, we've got actually only one, just the Genoese sailors. We do have a lot of javelin men. My thinking was, sure, let's let the javelin men be in the front line, because we can have them use their javelins and then withdraw pretty quickly. So we'll set up our archers like here. I think I want to set up like spearmen just down from the mangonels, because they're not going to interfere with that at all. We've got a nice good long line of spears here, so let's get them pretty much here. Okay, and everyone's facing the wrong way. That's fine. Spin you guys around. It's very important because it's kind of hard to tell. It's one of the things, of course, about this game is that from a glance it might not be obvious that they are facing up the hill. But that would be a disaster if you have your men deployed with their backs to the enemy, of course. So get them all tightened up here. We've got this mercenary Italian infantry. We've got a bunch of chivalric sergeants. So I hope with all of this we will be in okay position. Let's get our, let's see, these are a mercenary unit as well. I'm a little worried about mercenaries in terms of their morale. It seems to be lower than in some other units. There's our Swabians, and the javelin men will go like right here. We're going to put them all on engage at will, because they're not... the goal for them is not to be around for very long. It's just to be around long enough to throw a couple of javelins, and to do that they need to stay put. Alright, let's get this set up right like that. I guess that's fine. And then we've got a sword unit, 2 sword units actually. We put them in the back. They can sort of respond to whatever, along with the Swabians. And let's just see. I think that's everybody. Oh, nope. Good thing I checked. We've got 94 order foot soldiers. Let's put them to flank over here and see what we're facing. Yeah, right where we thought. They're not going to be able to hit us. But yeah, let's see what they do. And before I forget, let's change that assembly point flag. I'll put it right here between the siege weapons. And yeah, look how they're marching sort of around our siege. I'm just going to withdraw this mangonel. There's no point in keeping this here. Let's have him start throwing. They tend to wait a little bit when you've got fire at will selected. Don't know if that did any damage. Looks like it did. Yes, took out 2 chivalric men-at-arms. Very, very nice. But yeah, they don't fire as soon as they can on fire at will. So if you want to make any use of them, sometimes you have to take it into your own hands. All right, we're doing pretty good actually for the first couple of hits. Looks like no one's trying to come up through the trees here. Alright, yeah, they're going right at it. We're going at it. Let's get the Swabians around and outflank. One interesting factor of siege weapons in this game is that things can be too close for them to shoot at. So the red X on the bow here is showing that I cannot shoot these Jobegi. They're just too close. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get flanked by those chivalric men-at-arms. I think it's worth it to take out these Royal Knights. This may be a family member. Alright, and we've got the siege weapons gone. We can start to bring on some reinforcements. There's my 40 Khwarezmian cavalry, first reinforcement here. This is a mercenary unit, obviously. We're still just able to hit some of their units. Alright, Khwarezmians can now receive orders, rather. So we'll have them quick march around and outflank here to the left. I guess these javelin men aren't useful on this wing. And because this is mercenary cav, I kind of don't mind using them more aggressively. So I'll send them to chase after these guys. It'll pull them, maybe pull the AI back into the range of my catapults. Go after the Royal Knights here. Alright, the Jobegi have, I think, finished. So let's withdraw them. Awesome. Getting some routing here. And where's my Khwarezmian cav? Okay, winning slightly against the Sekali unit. Go for it, you guys. Do whatever you can. And our Slavs can go and shoot at the Hungarian king as well. Okay, looks like I sort of lost track of this, but we've got some idle units now. Took out that one unit of Royal Knights completely, so that's all good. We'll withdraw these Javelin men, both of these units, to make room for better stuff. Alright, Khwarezmian's running away, but that's fine. We've got enough men here to sort of hold out against whatever. Bring in reinforcements And let's see, it might be time to bring my general into this. Okay, we've got Italian infantry really going way far ahead. Totally lost track of that. That is where the hold position order would have been useful, I think. We're stuck in with some spearmen, so I do have to be a little careful. Yes, we've got some more cav coming. Mounted crossbowmen this time. Alright, you know what? I think I want to go engage at will here. And I just want to take out these spearmen. Alright, let's pull the Swabians back. Feudal men-at-arms back, and the armored spears. Can sort of take the front line. Alright, these chivalric sergeants, I think we want to withdraw them. Only 21 men left, but we'll take the mounted crossbowmen down here. Yeah, there go the Italian infantry, that's fine. We've got a lot of reinforcement slots just opened up all of a sudden. Alright, I think this is upsetting that it's taking this long. Okay, there we go. Finally, spearmen are gone. And there we go. Jeez. Alright, get out of here. Chivalric sergeants come back, form up by the mangonel. Alright, and we've got some Royal Knights, some mounted crossbowmen, some feudal sergeants, some fanatics, just pretty much anything to throw at the enemy here. Alright, we've got chivalric men-at-arms attacking Sekali. So this is a unit we're going to lose, I imagine. Quite tired. They're not in that good shape. They're going to be vulnerable to all these arrows that are going to start coming their way. So I'm kind of thinking, do we want to retreat them? Let's bring them up to the top of the hill. We've got some more units on the way. I guess the Genoese sailors routed pretty early. Okay, we've got 2 units of mounted crossbows, and I think between that, we would be okay to deal with all the rest of this. Maybe we bring along the Royal Knights. Charge down. I'd love to corner them before we get in range of their siege stuff, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Let's see, we've got more armored spearmen. Very nice. Some Pavies arbalesters. Good. We've got some ranged stuff. Yep. Very good. Let's just deal with these guys. The Sekali, we can worry about later. Okay, fine. Go ahead. You know what your business, apparently. Now let's go over here. Yeah, we're getting, is that friendly fire? It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's probably my own guys. So let's get the Royal Knights out of there at least. We'll get them back to the hill. And let's form up the lines, because the enemy may be coming on again in another wave. Might be a good time to get rid of these chivalric men-at-arms. I don't know, they got a bunch of valor. So maybe let's hold on to them. I think feudal sergeants can watch the left. Or my right. Fanatics I may want pretty close to where they can just charge out. And the Pavese guys can be down in front. Okay, they are coming on. Looks like we've got some more light cav. So it's a good time for the archers to be arriving. Good time for my own mounted crossbows to be on the field. We'll see if they form up and go for a second go, because they may not, right? They may decide, okay, that first wave failed. All right, looks like another unit of archers on the way. Very good. Do with you. Probably back here is just a backup spear unit. So they've got 18 Jabigi marching back. I don't see a lot else on the horizon, so maybe they'll make one more game attempt and then withdraw. I would honestly prefer for them to keep coming. We've got a ton of time left on the clock. That's one thing that they did differently in this game compared to Shogun. In the first Shogun game, the battle clock timer seemed to give you a lot less time. Let's get you out of here before you start coming under fire. Alright, we're already firing at them with our crossbows. Just out of range of the archers, though. Okay, looks like they are bringing over some peasants, some urban militia. Okay, good. We're going to have several waves here, it looks like. But you can see they really tend to bring them on in these just dribs and drabs. So really it's all about that first charge. If you can beat their initial 16, you have very, very good chances to win the whole battle, even if the numbers are completely, you know, against you. So that's why, you know, when you're looking at the pre-battle screen, it can be really intimidating. You've got 2 stacks and the enemy's got like 5, right? But really, if you've got a good 16 in that initial block, you've kind of got it. So let's go ahead and withdraw those archers. Kind of tempted to let these guys retire too once they fire their last. But we do have these armored spearmen, so it's probably safer for them just to stay there with their big shields facing forward. We'll see how far these guys make it up the hill. What I think I may do, though, is charge these fanatics in. Wait for those armored spearmen to get a little bit closer, then we'll send them down. They don't have a lot of other infantry. Okay, they're trying to outflank, but you know what? I'm a little impatient here. We've killed the king. I think we're going to serve to push them back. Almost regardless of what we do. I guess we got to wait for it. I was hoping we would push back these guys, but there they go. Alright, withdraw from the battle. Get the mounted crossbowmen ready to follow up. And the Royal Knights can flank here. Thinking these 31 arbalesters, yeah, they're going to come back, which is fine. I do want to take them out as much as I can. Fanatics actually doing okay, still 82, 81. I could help them with my knights like right now, but I kind of don't want to. I'd like to let them, you know, do the work. We'll hit the arbalesters. Alright, we got a nice little rout happening here. More reinforcements, it looks like. Oh, good. 60 chivalric men-at-arms. 2 valor. Yeah, and even if we lose these fanatics, we've got all these guys up on the hill. So, that's what all these units are for. Just leftover crusade units or mercenaries. Let's go ahead and this might be a good opportunity to clear out the siege stuff. That'll allow them to bring more men on at once, because otherwise the AI doesn't withdraw these guys. At least until like the very last stages of the battle. And while that's nice on the one hand, in this situation I want to destroy as many of the Hungarian units as possible. Jeez. Alright, these guys are exhausted, which stinks. I think we're going to let them escort those archers off the field. I don't know if those crossbowmen are going to come back, so we'll just take out all the siege with the Royal Knights if we can. And these guys, yeah, will help out down here. Okay, now you'll be on the crossbows, I guess. Yeah, they just lost a bunch of guys to a catapult stone. Alright, I think we destroyed their siege weapon. So they'll probably withdraw now. There were some men coming on, so are they now withdrawing? It may be. Let's speed up and see if anything changes here. Alright, I guess we'll, because you guys are exhausted, I think we need to withdraw them. I'd like to keep the unit around. Okay, there they go. They are leaving. Okay, fair enough. Taking your ball and going home, guys. Well, I think that's everything then. Oh, nope, I guess not. They're getting some extra backbone, it looks like. Alright, let's head back up the hill. Alright, I thought I told you guys to withdraw. What do we got here? We've got some feudal men-at-arms, some Jabigi, some Sekali. They've got a lot more they could throw at us, so you know, hopefully they will. Yep, Slav warriors, peasants, okay. You know, none of it is very good, but you know, a lot of our stuff isn't good either. We've got a fresh unit of mounted crossbowmen. Wonderful, and chivalric men-at-arms. This is a unit I kind of wouldn't mind saving, so let's put it over here. Just remember that we have it. And the mounted crossbowmen, I guess, can go on this side. Okay, fanatics, yeah. You guys have done well. You can get some retirement. And this Royal Knight unit is exhausted. Let's see, we've got 61 units of reinforcements left, so we could probably, you know, just afford to let him go. But let's put him up here in case we don't have any really good cav and he gets, you know, refreshed later on. Alright, the mounted crossbows will go over here. Now, we don't have any ranged stuff, really. Okay, there's another... You know, apart from these guys. But we don't have archers coming, although maybe we will in another couple of cycles. I tried to stagger it in the reinforcements panel so that we would have... Okay, these guys, actually, we should withdraw because we're out of ammunition. I should have noticed that a while ago. But it's kind of nice to have, like, okay, 4 cav, 4 archers, 4 infantry, that kind of thing. It's, of course, hard to know exactly what you're going to need. Okay, he's already back up to very tired as opposed to exhausted. Go. A lot more units coming. 60 feudal men-at-arms, archers, arbalesters, armored spearmen, more javelins. Okay, I'm here in the attack. These guys are routing, though. That's a very good sign. Alright, let's go to the chivalric men-at-arms. Yeah, they're going to barely make contact and then rout, which is kind of frustrating. But let's pull back because I want them to feel confident enough to make one, you know, 1 or 2 big pushes. We've got cav here. When the time is right, because they may come back. They haven't taken any losses yet, standing. So when the time is right, they're going to make a big push, and we can just counter-push down the hill with our cavalry, with our light cav, and just capture a ton of captives here. 291 so far. Chivalric sergeants. You know, I guess they can go like over here. And feudal sergeants coming up behind them, so we get a lot of spears coming. Okay, good. This is where they potentially overextend. Let them attack. should be a quick route. Yep. Yep, they can't get up past us on the left. Some better units coming. Again, their morale, though, is going to be really, really compromised. I gotta say, there is also something just very enjoyable about these large battles in Medieval Total War specifically, because oddly they can be very peaceful. Like they're kind of relaxing. You've got, you know, especially when it's a defensive battle like this, you've got your men on a hill in a nice position, and the enemy's coming on in a wave, and then another wave, and then another wave, and then it's sort of like an exercise in discipline, right? Like, because it can be very tempting, especially when there's a lot of archers, for you to charge out, but then you may charge out and meet the reinforcements and take more losses than you want to. So it's just a sort of a nice, it can be a nice relaxing time. Just, you know how it's going to go, you know what's coming, you know you've got reinforcements on the way, so do they. It's a little bit of a back and forth to it. Very, very zen, I guess. I'm going to send in these chivalric heroes here. And we've got some feudal men-at-arms as well. Let's send them down. Let's get the armored spearmen down. I think these are mercenaries, both of these guys. So I think now is going to be our time to do this stuff. We'll get our cavalry around. They're already very tired is the thing. So they're going to be a little slower, but... We'll try to just keep all these guys resting on the hill, and we'll try to just use this one unit here. Are we going to catch the Sekali? We are, it looks like. Nice. We're going to get a couple of them at least. Now, is this enough for them to fire? 4 crew? I wouldn't have thought. Yeah, these mounted crossbowmen are exhausted now. I think it might be something to do with the armor. You know, armored units get tired more easily than lighter armored units. Mounted crossbowmen have armor, I guess, so that may be what's going on here. Doesn't seem... Okay, they do have some Slavs coming. And see, this is where we start to get into trouble, because some of these guys have not routed. And my men are now exhausted. But yeah, let's bring you guys back up. I think I will go ahead and withdraw this unit. We can retrain them in Swabia. The armored spearmen I'll keep up here. Let's bring back the mounted crossbowmen if we can. I mean, a lot of these guys are probably going to turn around and come back. It's a shame because you want to, you want to capture them all, right? But we've almost got 500 men here. All right, a lot of them still running away. See if we can get some jobbing with our exhausted mounted crossbows. The men-at-arms did very well fighting exhausted against these militia sergeants, so I wasn't sure how that was going to go. We'll bring them back up to the hill too. I don't think they're going to do that much good for us down here at the bottom. But it's low-level stuff at this point. I mean, you never know, right? There could be another unit of full Royal Knights or something, but... Okay, these guys can go back up the hill also. Right, like there. And this is Sekali. I think I'll just escort this unit off and then maybe withdraw these guys. On the other hand, maybe my feudal men-at-arms are going to need help getting back. That's the other thing I love about this, is just how long it takes to do stuff. You give them a march order, you know it's going to be minutes, right, before they can cross this map, just because of how tired they are, the hill. And so you need to sort of think ahead, like, okay, these guys are marching up, but these guys are charging, they're fresher at least. We're under fire, so we could be in a rout situation. But I think we'll be good. I think we'll be fine. Alright, let's go ahead and pull back our mounted crossbowmen. Back up to the top of the hill. Alright, Sekali throwing in. Fine, we'll turn around. We're very tired. Let's see if we're going to get hit in the back here. Yep, see there. They're turning it back again. All right, feudal sergeants. Yeah, I guess this wing could use them. And we are going to get sandwiched, unfortunately, by these Slav warriors. That means these armored spearmen are probably going to be routed. This is a mercenary unit, though, so pretty expensive. Don't really mind losing the upkeep cost. Actually, we're routing the peasants just by being close to them. Let's... Oh, shoot. Nope. We just don't have enough speed on our mounted crossbows to get there in time. We can't run anymore. That's the other thing. Exhaustion really, really plays a big role in this game. Because we can't charge, we can't do the quick march. So I was kind of thinking, well, if we get these mounted crossbowmen close enough to the Sekali to hit them in the back, I would. But I think we won't. We'll preserve the unit. It's a good unit. 4 Valor, still 31 men. Armored, so if we get them up on the hill, keep them resting. You know, it may it may come to it that we use them again at a later point in the battle. next up, oh, some halberdiers. Great, another mercenary unit. Let's see. So these guys are exhausted on the far right, but we can bring down... Well, we'll wait a little bit. Wait until these guys get a bit closer. They've got horse archers, steppe heavy cavalry. Interesting. The Hungarians, of course, have had access to the steppe for a very long time in this campaign. Alright, we're not done yet. Just set him up here in a nice 4 rank. Alright, I think I'm going to move this unit off, and I'm debating just withdrawing them completely, actually, because they're not going to be much good to me if they're totally exhausted. Yeah, we've got 2 other units of light cav. Let's see. We could use some archers so I can get some more kills, especially from these guys, like the cav archers who keep coming. More peasants, armored spearmen, archers, Slav javelinmen. You don't seem to get any better than, what is this, quite tired? Yeah, so, you know, you start fresh, of course, and then quite fresh, quite tired, I think very tired, and then exhausted when you've got, like, nothing, no bars like this guy. Alright, we are firing at those Sekulate. Yeah, I do want to focus on this unit, because this is, there we go. Very irritating. Being the Halbs over here. This is a late unit. Or maybe they're available in the high era. But really good at killing cav. But low morale, I think. So in some cases they can perform worse than you would expect, because they look very, very solid. Oh, and Vikings. Very nice. I mean, it'd be better for me to have some archers at this point. Alright, let's speed it up because, annoyingly, we are going to be just waiting for them to shoot arrows at us for a little bit of the time here until their infantry shows up and decides that they want to actually assault. On the other hand, they don't have like that many long-range guys, and their short-range guys don't dare engage with us. Here we go. Peasants actually made it up the hill. Let's get the Vikings down here. These are mercenary units. Oh, I guess not. Never mind. They don't want to stick around. I'd love to charge down into these armored spearmen if I didn't think they were going to almost instantly grout and lead us down the hill into, you know, a trap. let's do that. We'll be charging through our own spears, which is awkward. Well, we can do it. We can get in there before they form up. Alright, some spearmen. I guess we'll get them with our chivalric men-at-arms. You guys can go right back up to the mangonel again. Alright, they're back. They don't want to give up yet. Now, these step-heavy cav are, I believe, a very good unit. Hybrid. So, they would be tough to fight, you know, in some circumstances. I think at this point, though, if we did a sort of dedicated charge into them, they would rout pretty quickly because we're uphill. We've killed their enemy general. So, you know, the biggest danger again is that we charge down, they rout because we're kind of tired. We can't catch them all, and then more show up, and then we have to deal with that. So, but it doesn't look like there's any more right now. Let's speed up a little bit. Okay, arbalesters, horse archers. There's a lot. They are not giving up. And they'll just sort of move up kind of tantalizingly close here. I could charge down, but all of these guys are just going to break. And the others are skirmishers, and it's going to be annoying trying to follow them. Right, you guys are attacking. If you want to do it, let's go for it. A lot of ranged stuff. It's again very irritating. If they were, you know, if they would just bring on like a bunch of infantry, then they could form up, I feel like, and make a good go of it. And then we could do one last push for the border of the map, and that would be the end. Okay. Did one of our cav get a little overeager, or did the spearmen actually catch us? Let's make that moment be now. We'll go ahead and charge down with everybody. This feels, I don't know, it feels a little early maybe. Let's lead with the Vikings anyway. And all of this cav can go. I'll keep the general back here. He's taking some losses too because we're under this archer fire. Let's bring back this wing of spears. We've got so many units left for reinforcements if we need to form up again. We'll leave a few of these guys up here. I think I will send down the armored spearmen because they're mercenaries, and that's kind of what they're supposed to do. You can see they're, you know, they rout a little bit, and they halt, they form up again. They irritate you. Right, I accidentally clicked there. We'll hit the horse archers. I do want to stay on them. Here comes a step-heavy cav, and let's hit them with the Royal Knights. Yeah, they're doing this kind of thing. It's smart, right? It's like we're It's not quite a feigned retreat because they are, I think, legitimately routing. Alright, my knights are uncontrollable. They're not listening to orders anymore. Well, we'll just see how it goes. We'll let them fight it out. Okay, we got him. Force archers over here. Well, we'll just keep pushing them to the edge. Push them right to the edge. That will probably be the end of it. They'll bring men up, retreat them almost instantly, and they'll probably be the end. It's rare that when you get to the edge of the map, the AI will actually push you back from that point, at least in my experience. Maybe that'll happen today, who knows. All right, bring the Vikings back down with this force. But yeah, see, as soon as we get close, they get so many routers here that it encourages the rest of them to route too. We've got some mounted crossbowmen here in the trees. Let's bring them over here. Yeah, I think this might be the last wave. Let's see what happens when they get up here. Oh, okay, we gotta remember to... Yep, but there they go. Close enough and they start to route. Where's my mounted crossbowman? Right here. Good position to hit some of these javelin men. Let's go for the Jabagi, actually. Alright, we're up to 900 captives, which is quite decent. Okay, but here's the rest of them. They're going to come on into the trees. And the armored spearmen are going to meet them here. This is going to be rather awkward. Let's just get in place. The rest of the men aimed in that direction. A lot of our guys are very tired, but we have the morale advantage at this point, I would say. Send them up here, kind of like that. And because they're arriving in the trees, I do want to be a little careful with my cav. Peasants, horse archers. All right, we hit them with our other cavalry. What's this? Our chivalric sergeants wavering and armored spearmen routing. Okay. Yeah, we may be pushed back this time. Kind of interesting. Yeah, we are getting pushed back somewhat. Again, this is a mercenary unit. I'm being a little careless with it, but that's kind of why. Arbalesters and crossbowmen. Let's actually turn and hit them. We're going to be okay against the horse archers, I think, with just our Vikings. Oh, our chivalric men-at-arms routing. Okay. Yeah, this might be bad for our cavalry. These arbalesters you know, they're ranged, but that doesn't mean that they're bad melee fighters, especially in the trees. Okay, turn the tide down here with some cav. My gosh, look at this. Well, we're going to have over 1,000 captives by the end of it. Let's throw in the Vikings. I do want the Royal Knights to stick around, ideally. Okay, they have got some Royal Knights. Now, that's going to be a potential game changer for at least this melee. Yep, Royal Knights routing. Okay. We pushed back a little too early, I guess. Well, we've got all kinds of time to get our guys back up on the hill. Let's set up these bits and pieces in the trees for now. We may be able to rally a few of our guys. We've got large units left. Okay, what's coming up next? Arbalesters. Good. Finally, some ranged, so we can set them up. We are more than halfway through this battle. I promise you, we will get through this. It's just one of those very, very long battles. I was kind of hoping this would have, happen earlier in the episode, so we wouldn't have a ridiculously long episode. But such is life, I guess. Probably makes sense just to throw these guys in, because we're not going to stand anymore. So let's just ignore all of that. Let's get up to the quiet end of the hill, where we can arrange the units that are going to be arriving shortly. Now, could we be overwhelmed at this point? I guess we could. Actually, I think I do want to keep the halberdiers here, just because of that relatively fragile morale. Let's get the arbalesters like there. Okay, time to withdraw these cavalry units from the battle. There's a bit of back and forth to this, because our guys are routing, but so are they. We've got some Jabagi turning tail, peasants running away. A lot of these guys are just routing, so they've got the Royal Knights, they've got the cav to help them make this this assault. I think we've got enough stuff to deal with that. All right, more Pavese crossbowmen. Very good. All right, they're routing. Okay, Royal Knights. I didn't expect that, but I guess, I should have. They're approaching our lines now. Let's just ditch these chivalric sergeants. Set up the Pavese guys right here. And handgunners. Oh, interesting. I forgot I had that unit in this army. It's been so long. More archers coming. Okay, so this is where all of our ranged stuff is. Mounted sergeants giving up the ghost. Let's withdraw those chivalric men-at-arms. And withdraw these 26 Vikings. them again. Yep, until they show they can have another big push like that, I'm not sure that they're gonna touch us again. That's it. That's the end of it. Man, almost 1,000 captives, almost 1,000. So it's rare that I do this after a victory, but I think in this case I'm going to make an exception. The Hungarians might have enough cash to ransom these guys, but I really don't want them to get them back. Right, so we'll just slaughter that. That's going to give a trait for our general, which we will look at shortly here. But yeah, that's one of those... God, it felt like that was an hour. Just that battle alone. Okay. Defeat there. We've captured a number of rebels. Okay. Let's go for Dread here. I feel like it's in keeping with the character of how this king is ruling. He's excommunicated. He's attacked the Pope. So yeah, let's execute everybody here, and let's not pay the ransom. Yeah, I don't think we need it. Even with that, we are the richest. All right, we are now no longer excommunicated. Killed the King of Hungary. And Croatia is about to fall. Okay, 2 more years for Carpathia. We've got a couple of general promotions from these rebel battles, which is awesome, especially for this guy. He's now got our 6 star. Okay, we've got a couple of bad traits from our various generals. Yeah, Prince Otto, that was the general there. Scant mercy. So, +1 dread. You know, that's fine. It'll help if he becomes the king, which honestly is no, he's in line actually. Okay, I think that's bad. I think we had a younger guy who was supposed to be the heir that we lost track of. Well, what can you do? We'll go with that. I think though this is probably a point at which we have to stop the episode. What did we play? 1 turn? But this has gone on way too long. We have lost Poland, we've lost Hungary, but I think we're going to keep Croatia. You know, maybe the Hungarians will throw in at us again. I want to get this, and then I want to move. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see, because we've got the Hungarians down and separated by the French. They are not allied with the French, so there may be, you know, war between those two factions. Kind of unlikely, but I kind of want to encourage that. Part of me is tempted to go and get Hungary back, but I'm also thinking I could just maybe go for a ceasefire with the French and see if we can, you know, get on decent terms with them. They don't have a lot of hope anymore, and I wouldn't mind them having a little dynasty around here. If we can be neutral, that would be fine. We do have to do something about the Poles, though, because we're going to want Prussia eventually. We're going to want Livonia eventually, and I don't like, you know, the fact that they've emerged and you know, immediately attacked us. So we've managed to hold on to some important things. I'm no longer so terrified of the Hungarians. We've still got a very strong presence here, so I think we'll be okay. Let's take a look at our unexcommunicated faction leader. The only thing that we now have to watch out for is getting warned again against attacking the Hungarians, and I think that's going to be okay. We should get this next turn. And, you know, if we take another swipe and we get warned, no harm, no foul. I'm mostly concerned with getting them to the point where they're manageable, and I think we're close to that. So thank you once again, everybody, for watching, and I hope you'll stick around for the next episode. Until then, everybody, take care.